Rolling.
So we're coming in with our favorite I songs. So be ready to sing, know your chords.
It's organic.
We're ready.
We're ready.
We're rolling.
Let's do this.
Well, blow me down. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Catch the Sky podcast.
We started recording?
I have a knack for doing that lately where I just hit record.
I love it.
And so I get like at least 40 seconds
it's good.
of just uninterrupted, unadulterated content.
Wow.
Sneaky, sneaky.
I did it when we had Michael on too.
I just figured it was because you couldn't see.
No.
Let me just touch buttons.
No.
Buttons. Oh, we're recording.
Wait, what?
What? Like, oh no, we let the blind man work. Oh my God, the blind man's behind the mixer, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Is blind an appropriate term?
I guess we're going to get there, aren't we?
I love talking about this stuff.
Blinded by the light. Is it wrapped up like a douche?
Yeah, wrapped up like a douche.
All eyes on
That's what
me.
it sounds like,
That
right?
totally sounds like that.
All eyes on me.
I just thought Amazing Grace, guys. Once was lost, now I'm fine. Was blind, but now I see. Saif wanted rapping, so.
What rap songs are there about eyes?
All eyes on me.
These eyes cry every night.
God, what was that song by The Weeknd you were trying to make me listen to, T?
Oh,
I can't even.
Oh, that was this big song that.
I still couldn't.
Blinded by the lights.
I can't. I know I can't.
It's not. That's not it though. What does
But
he
it's
say?
not.
It's that song is like the perfect amalgam of like all 80s songs. It was like he took like all of the 80s and just mashed it into one song.
Did you say amalgam?
He did. Spell it.
I can't.
Was blind,
AMALGUM.
but now.
So why all the eye
Can
references?
you see that I'm drinking out of a bottle of wine?
I can see clearly now the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles.
That one's just
in
an
my
obvious because Claritin used that for their commercials.
We're better than Claritin, though.
We are. You want to talk about why we're better than Claritin over here?
Because we have no commercial interest. We're doing this for the love, y'all.
Oh, I also thought we were going to talk about why we're actually here talking.
Well, that's a good reason, though. We're still we're 80 whatever episodes in, and we're still ad free. So suck
Let
on
us
these nuts.
just be clear. We have all been on a journey the last several days.
All right, yeah. So, what the fuck are we talking about? We're talking about me being welcome to the world of the seeing.
Yeah.
It's like a superpower.
You've
The
evolved.
able-bodied seeing.
Well, see, and
Welcome
it's
to the seeing world.
Well, it's bullshit because I devolved. First of all, I was able to see until I was like 10 or 11, and then shit just went south. All of a sudden, I couldn't read the chalkboard, and I was like, "The fuck is this?" And then,
Sounds pretty genetic. To
yep.
me.
And then glasses came about, and then contacts, and I abused the shit out of those to the point where they're like, "Yo, if you keep doing this, like, you're not going to be eligible for any sort of corrective surgery, and you're going to do serious damage to your eyes." And so that kind of got me back onto the glasses kick for quite a while.
Bifocals.
Just glasses.
Okay.
No, yeah, no bifocals, just glasses, and
Didn't
so,
Benjamin Franklin invent the
go.
bifocal?
Dropping
He did.
facts.
Yes, he
Dropping
did.
facts.
Yes, he
Okay,
did.
dropping
Yes,
facts.
he did.
Sorry, I'll get closer to the
So,
mic.
well, yeah, let's get into the history of this whole procedure because now, I got what's called PRK, which is a different form.
Which is different than P90X, but that's what I've been calling it.
Yes, and it's not LASIK. But it's similar because it involves lasers.
And
but
it's nothing like P90X.
Yeah,
Pew pew lasers. Pew
Pew,
pew
pew,
pew
pew,
pew.
pew, 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 pew.
it was fascinating.
We'll get into it, but I got to watch it. It doesn't make that sound.
It makes more of a sizzling sound. It's great.
Definitely. 100%
So-
like bacon.
You can see this on our Instagram page because we're on social media. T likes to share that.
Oh yeah. You can find us at Catch the Sky Podcast on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube.
Social
All right,
media.
tell us, T, about
we have-
PRK, and let's talk about how we got to PRK.
We have a Spotify playlist now.
And we have Dick Francisco here with us.
Sorry, Dick's in the house.
Yeah. So you can find her on Twitter at
Big
I'm
Dick.
Dick Francisco.
It's a big dick, and here's why Dick is here.
Size
For the
13.
record, let me explain why my size 13 dick is here. It's actually Jack Torso's size. Thank you very much. We'll talk about Jack Torso. in a
Jack
second.
Torso. Why couldn't Jack Torso be here himself? He's
You guys don't even know who Jack Torso is. You're preempting the story. Dang it.
We will get to Jack Torso, but
Okay,
before
good.
that,
because there's a reason I'm here.
before
obviously.
all of this,
It's not
the
just because I
Romans.
care about you.
The Romans, the fucking cradle of the Renaissance, Italy, they fucking figured out that if you took a sphere of glass, you could magnify shit. All right. And so this.
They probably stole that from the Egyptians.
Maybe, probably.
Always.
So
Egyptian.
So from there, this transformed into smaller lenses that they were able to put into. They were like handheld, like the monocle, like the Monopoly Man.
Or the peanut.
Yes. The
Peanut
peanut.
guy
Mr. Peanut,
from
Mr.
Planters Peanuts.
But they were
Mr.
more
Peanut.
But they were like handheld, so that you would put something up to your eyes. It wasn't until
What about Mrs. Peanut?
I think it was
I really want a fucking monocle right now.
I think it wasn't until like around the 1700s where they started putting the behind the ears shit.
If anyone has a monocle they want to sell me, hit us up on social.
Yeah, and you can find her on Instagram
I'm
at
not sure
the Dick
There
Francisco.
it is. Yep. Cool.
And so after the earpieces went on and the Industrial Revolution came about, we get Ben Franklin introducing the bifocals, and then they started being mass produced so that it's accessible to more people. Being prior to that, it was mostly used by, monks and scholarly people and
You're saying
just
since
the
the
rich.
dawn of time, humans have been figuring out ways to see better.
Well, yeah.
Well,
To
think
see
about
further.
that, right? It's so fundamental to us, right? So you guys have told me that
Have some couth.
I know I'm working on it, but I'm drinking out of a bottle over here. Because I don't do plastics. Listen to episode whatever. I drink straight from the bottle, so I don't have to worry about plastic.
Glass dicks.
Exactly, plastics. So no, I mean, think about it though. How fundamental eyesight is. Like that's what I have learned through this, just in appreciation as an absolutely capable seeing human. Like what it must be like. That's why I immersed myself in this whole experience the best I possibly could. Because what it is that like, T? I can't even imagine the vulnerability.
So my whole life I've struggled, since that age, 10, 11, with seeing.
Yeah.
And I've
Yeah.
also been somewhat of a peasant and haven't been able to afford such surgeries. And
Wasn't always covered on health insurance.
It's
Still
not.
isn't.
It's not.
I want to
It's
talk
still
about
still
that.
isn't covered.
Yeah, we're gonna
That's
get to
all right.
that.
Yeah.
Jack Torso and I had a whole conversation about that. Today.
We will get to that. Yeah, this is all out of pocket. So me having health insurance or not, it doesn't matter.
Right.
So
Which you don't. Let's clarify for the listeners.
yeah. So it
Gig
didn't.
economy.
But it didn't matter because I'm making enough money to do it.
You hustled for this, baby. Good job.
I made
Sorry,
enough
guys,
money
I'm
in
super sorry.
I made enough money in 1 week to fucking cover this surgery. So
Just
anyway.
making Dick Francisco money.
I'm making Dick Francisco money.
If anybody wants to sell T a house, hit us up on social media.
Right? Yeah, you know where to find us. So it was actually, I was talking to Dick Francisco, and she told us about Jack Torso and how he was interested in getting this surgery. And
Should we intro who Jack Torso is?
well, he is an associate of.
I mean, like, what is? I mean, like,
Longtime listener of the
he's-
show.
he's
definitely
Original-
a long-time listener.
Oh, and he's an associate of these fantastic eye doctors. And, he has some inside connections. And, you know, he knows some people who know some people.
The reason why he's Jack Torso, though, is because he's got great abs.
Oh, well.
I mean,
Yeah,
there's
and
that
pecs. And pecs.
and a size 13 foot. Let's not
Yeah,
let's just be real clear. And it's
mine's only size 12.
Absolutely 11 and a half T. I checked your shoes.
You didn't check all of them. You didn't check
I didn't check all of them.
It depends on the brand.
That's fair. Depends on the brand.
I wear a size 6.
11.75. Let's round it off.
Let's meet in the middle. That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, Jack Torso definitely was a size 13. And absolutely what they say about, you know, the size of Jack Torso's foot is 100% true. But unfortunately for Jack Torso, he also struggled with.
That's why the ladies love me.
I also struggled with just some eye issues.
Yeah, he couldn't see
Motherfucker
either.
couldn't see, right?
So
like, think about for the listeners, like I live with Jack Torso. Okay, so Dick Francisco, Jack Torso.
Power couple?
clearly, listen.
So many
fucking action movie.
so
waiting to happen.
many words that could be used for that.
That would
think
be
about this.
great
I
action
had to
names.
defend that household if something were to happen in the middle of the night.
Well, you got Lucy.
Jack fucking Torso is blind as fuck, and I have a disabled dog named Lucy, short for Lucifer, because she's the fucking devil. So if you think about this, I was the one defending this household the entire time.
And you've got javelinas on the run out there.
And then some. And then some.
You live near a mountain.
Right? Think about that.
There's
Think
all sorts of
about that.
Sasquatches and
There's
shit.
Sasquatches, right? This motherfucker's going to try to either find a contact lens or some glasses. And if those aren't available, Jack Torso's fucked. And so I had to defend the household. And I just never really, really thought about what that was like on a daily basis, other than the amount of trash. And you all know how I feel about plastics. He had daily contacts. Daily motherfucking contacts. Do you know how much trash daily contacts create?
Was he using them daily? Like,
yeah.
see, here's
because
the thing:
he listens and follows the fucking rules. T
see, here is my thing.
cares about his fucking eyes.
Being a peasant, and contacts are fucking expensive. Even though you do get some money off when you do have health insurance, because I have had health insurance and vision insurance, and you only get some off. It's like a little discount. I was like, fuck that. I'm making these motherfuckers run for at least 2 weeks.
True. Wow. I would have said we make Dick Francisco money in our household, but Jack Torso, also very independent, equally in the same situation, didn't have health care other than that forced health care through Obamacare, that also doesn't include vision. So really interesting. We were just talking about that. When you think about vision and how fundamental vision is always separated from your healthcare, just like dental is, right? We can have a whole nother podcast because I don't believe in dental care, but I believe in my own dental care.
But vision.
But vision. Think about the fundamentals of vision. Think about if you had diabetes. We all learned that in the waiting room we'll talk about. Diabetes has a direct correlation to the potential to go blind. And yet, vision care, I heard the listeners hate that, T. Vision,
Have some
vision
couth.
care is separate from your healthcare plan.
And all right.
Why is that?
Yeah, I have so many
Why
questions
is that?
because everybody needs to fucking see, right? Don't we need to see? And
Well, if we can, we should.
You know what? It's probably because glasses are literally so prevalent. And what's it called? Whatever that fucking company is. I don't know what the fucking company that owns all the eyeglasses. You know what I'm saying? Oh,
I don't
God.
know who they are.
Oh, God.
AstraZeneca. I have no idea, T.
Well, I'll get back to the name of that. But regardless.
Someone Google that ASAP.
Glasses?
Where's our fucking intern?
Glasses are so mass produced now,
She
and
didn't
they're
wanna
so
be
readily
included.
available that they
I don't know why
probably
you didn't. Sucker.
they probably just want to keep this
Bring in
fucking
the
cycle
intern.
this cycle going. You know what I'm saying? They just want to keep this.
Oh,
this
100%.
because
There's no way this isn't a
they're
conspiracy.
so mass produced and they're so readily available
But-
that they're like, why would we cover this? Like, you can just go get glasses.
So
bitch.
here's what I said to Jack Torso
and
today,
they're so
though.
cheap. You can get glasses for like my rainbow glasses were $15.
This is when Jack Torso shot back at me today, though, because I was like, oh, isn't this amazing? This procedure you had 4 days ago, and now you can fucking see. You know why that is? Advancements in technology and medical technology, because people care about eyes. Why? Because rich white men get eye problems, and therefore money will be put into it. Because you guys all know how I feel about like women's health and health in general for minorities. No
They
one's
may
going to
not.
care. Well,
Listen to some podcasts.
Go listen to all the previous
we got
episodes.
80 some fucking episodes.
Just
Get out
fucking
there.
saying. But then
Episode 20.
Jack Torso shoots back at me and he's like, yeah, but isn't it interesting that healthcare insurance doesn't cover eye procedures still? You have to have separate vision care, and even then doesn't always cover these things.
Oh, it doesn't
And I
cover
said,
this procedure.
Fuck, mic drop from the blind, yo. Mic
So,
drop from
quick
the
question
blind.
here. Yeah.
I didn't even know he could grab a mic to drop it. I thought he was so blind he couldn't see it.
Quick question. First, it's Luxxotica is the name of the company.
Of course.
All sounds the same to me.
I knew that. I just
Duh. Rolls off the tongue, too.
Right.
Rolls off the tongue.
And secondly,
Yeah, keep going.
if it just real quick question, if you had to have like one disability,
Yeah.
what would it be? Like, would you rather just not be able to walk? As it would, if you could see.
I'm talking about dental being covered on health insurance. I'd rather have teeth.
Fuck that
'Cause if
right
you don't
now.
have teeth,
Really?
Right?
People, I think you're a pariah. People think you're
How about
automatically
this?
Oh, you
drug
care
addict.
what people think, though. I'm talking
Hang on.
about
How about this?
life.
How about
You-
this?
yeah,
How about
you
You
this?
live without teeth,
You'd
motherfucker.
rather help a blind person, but you wouldn't help a person with no teeth.
Okay, so you want your teeth.
You would.
Would you trade your vision for your perfect smile?
People with bad teeth they love the
would
mask
you trade
policy.
your vision? Would you trade your vision for a perfect smile though?
I feel like because I got 42 years of vision,
You don't know any better.
and I'm the only one in my family
See,
who's
he can't
never worn
answer this.
glasses.
He
can't. Can I just say, because I like to throw out whenever I'm on here, I
Bye,
force
vision.
you guys to future episodes.
What?
I want to force a future episode on dental care. Can we do it?
Sure.
Because we're all going to fight about it 100%.
I've got some opinions.
Oh, I can't fucking wait.
I almost was a dentist. What if you had to be in a wheelchair?
Oh, that just got real.
What if you had to be in a wheelchair for the rest of your life?
I think it would be.
And you could keep your vision and your smile, but you're in a wheelchair.
Oh, 100% no. Give me my legs.
I've been very inspired by the people who
Just
overcome adversity and don't let things such as this stop you from being
Did
successful.
you see that woman who
or from being
totally
who you are.
redirected when we were walking yesterday because she didn't want to walk by Saki and she doesn't have legs? Did you see her? We were walking. Sorry. Sidebar. Because you walk a pit bull, right?
Oh yes.
And so when we were walking, and this woman gets around, man, I love this woman. She has no legs, right? So she's got fake legs from the knees down, right?
Mhm.
And she redirected. It was shortly when we started our walk, and she redirected another way because she wanted to deal with that. And I was like, if that woman, I almost used a bad word, but I didn't mean it. If that woman can walk her, I just call everyone bitches. If that bitch can walk her dog, right? And walks everywhere, she gets around. Why can't the blind come and walk their dog? And then I realized, because the blind can't see. But that woman could see, and she could see that there was minorities walking a pit bull. And she redirected.
She
So
she didn't want anything to do with it.
Arguably, I want my eyesight before my legs, but
See,
I still
and that's
want
how
my
precious
legs.
it is. And that's how fucking precious it is.
She wouldn't have been able to judge that situation the way she did.
Bro,
And she probably made the right decision. Not gonna lie, she had a small dog with her. And
I
don't
got
know.
up to take a piss and I stepped in dog shit because I thought it was socks. That was when I was done. I called the next day and I said, sign me up for whatever the fuck Jack Torso's getting.
I want what Jack Torso's getting.
I want what Jack Torso's getting. And I told Jack Torso he was going to be the guinea pig. And what fucking happens?
So let's talk about that. I don't know. Okay. I don't know how long we've been going on yet, but let's
We said
just take
40 minutes.
Okay, perfect.
We're at 20.
Let's just take a brief reprieve to introduce. Just give me like a few minutes to introduce the beauty that is Jack Torso. Okay, maybe just 2 minutes. So Jack Torso is just a free spirit. Okay, and so he just lives without restrictions or boundaries, or sometimes directions. And so
Instructions.
Handouts, papers, documents. And when you think about it, as frustrating as that can be,
My paper.
imagine getting to fucking be Jack Torso. It must be goddamn glorious. Is all I can say. I watched Jack Torso. Yeah, doesn't even fucking matter what Jack Torso just doesn't even know. He just gets to live unrestricted in this world, and that's such a beautiful thing. Except when you're trying to take somebody to a 2 p.m. medical procedure.
That doesn't turn out to be until 3:30.
However, well, yeah, right.
4:30 for some.
For some people. So yeah, Jack Torso obviously is the one that introduced you to these wonderful people who provide this great service.
Eye doctors of Arizona.
And fascinating when T comes to me and says, "Oh, hey, here's the day and time of my procedure," and I'm like, "Oh, cool. Jack Torso's is literally 30 minutes before you. This is gonna be fun." This'll make for an experience. We're doing it for the veterans, right? It's on Veterans Day. Absolutely.
And for the record, we are recording on November 15th
yeah,
now.
but that's super important.
And this is for the troops.
Yes,
this is for the troops.
This
All
procedure
troops.
was just
All
done
troops.
4 days ago.
4 days ago.
For the
right?
troops.
For the troops.
All the troops.
All the troops, too. All of them.
Both
Both
sides.
sides.
Both sides. 100% both sides. And because we can't see them anyways. And so Jack Torso says, "Cool, my procedure's at 2 p.m. Awesome." And I'm like, "Okay, where do I take you? Even though you can still see, I'll drive." And he goes, "Well, it's downtown." Okay, let's drive downtown. So I start driving downtown. Whatever that means. Get to downtown. Mind you, I'm communicating with you two because
What's that song? Downtown.
And so obviously I'm like, "Hey guys, I'm going to get to see you all in the lobby. This is going to be fun." Right? I'm like, "Where are you guys headed out of curiosity?"
I still have your shirt in the car.
Yeah, by the way, I need to get my shirt from you.
We'll tell our side of the story after you finish.
Because I understand your car was very different than mine. We need a split screen at this point. 100% split screen. So we get to the downtown office that I'm told to drive to. And we get up to the door that doesn't say anything about eyes or literally anything. And it says mask required, first of all.
Ooh.
And I'm like,
How dare
hey,
they?
Jack, did you bring a mask? And again, Jack lives, without restrictions. So
rules.
Jack just didn't have a fucking mask. And I was like, let me go try to find a couple fucking masks in my car. Cool. Thanks for that. Find some. We enter. We walk in. And they're like, "You don't belong here." And I'm like, funny, because it is 1:50 because we planned ahead. And he's supposed to have his eyes lasered the fuck out at 2. So why am I here if the doctor isn't? Awesome. Where am I supposed to be? And they're like, "We just don't know." And I'm like, "Hey, Jack, you should probably figure out where the fuck I'm taking you next." And so I start communicating with you two yahoos who I can clearly tell are in a car headed to a place. And you all tell me you would know exactly where you're headed, right? Awesome. I'm hearing on the phone that I'm supposed to drive to another location that is not where you two are going, which is interesting because we have the same fucking doctor. Jack Torso and T have the same fucking doctor.
He's doing it back to back.
He's doing it back to back.
So
In
he's
fact,
at the
I think
same
he's
place.
Pew, pew, pew at the same time is how I'm envisioning it. My pew, 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 right? Exactly. That's the sound of lasers, everyone.
We don't have any
And
laser sounds, but I think we did a great job.
But that's the laser sound. And so next thing you know, I'm driving halfway across the fucking valley. While I'm driving across the valley, erratically at that, because I can see, I hear on the phone them go, "No, that's not where you're going. You're going to the location that's literally right by your fucking house." Excuse me? Cool. I'm headed there now. It is now 3 minutes before this appointment is supposed to start. And I'm trying to text and drive. Why? Because I can see. And so I'm texting and driving you all. Because I'm trying to figure out where the fuck you all are going. Long story short, after going to the next location, we then get another response that is, "No, you're supposed to go where?
Downtown.
Downtown. To the place that you all are going." Yay. And so I'm like, cool. Yeah. So we get there. And I'm like, oh, okay, we fucking made it. 10 minutes late. Right? And then it's like, we're not ready for you. And I'm like, excuse me? We are 10 minutes late. How are you not ready for us? This is no disrespect to them at all. No, this is the blind person is working the soundboard at this point.
He's just hitting buttons like a monkey.
So we then think maybe T's already in there. Because I said, look, just take this sorry asshole first because we're late. Because we clearly didn't know where we were going. And I said to Jack Torso, I said, hey, Jack, did you get like a confirmation or a phone call or maybe some documentation?
Handouts.
And he was like, no, I was just talking to the doctor. And I was like, cool. So we're sitting there and we're like, maybe T is inside there the whole time getting a procedure. And then it's about 10 minutes in, and all of a sudden, before the elevator doors even open, we hear commotion. Let's just be clear. There's just loud noises coming from the elevator bay. And those doors, those C's part. And sure as shit, this calamity falls out. And here you all come with dong long sandwiches wrapped in foil and drama.
From McGurkee's.
From McGurkee. Shout out to that small business.
They were delicious.
JP McGurk's Sandwich Shop.
Either way.
15th Avenue and Tums.
We were just happy to have you all. But here's the interesting part. T walks in and he's holding a bag. I'm like, oh, T, what's in that fucking bag you're carrying? And he was like, duh, the prescriptions we were supposed to bring to the eye surgery. And I look at Jack Torso and I go, hey, Jack Torso, where the fuck are your prescriptions you were supposed to bring? And he goes, I didn't do that. Why? Because Jack Torso didn't have any paperwork. So
I'm sure they gave it to him.
While we were trying to find the doctor, I hear T, direct line, on the phone with the doctor. Why? Because he had documentation.
Yeah, the doctor's cell phone number.
Well, yeah.
And the doctor
Don't get me
answered.
wrong.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Jack Torso knows the doctor personally and can text him. Just didn't have the documentation. But you know what? That's because Jack Torso lives without restrictions. Living the dream, everybody. And he has size 13.
He's a
feet.
more physically fit Big Lebowski.
I mean, you guys can call him whatever you want. He has size 13 feet, motherfuckers.
So we're just going to turn back the clock to
I also
where...
didn't rape him while he was blind, but I should have.
Well, that's good.
I know, I just felt it
we're
was
just-
wrong, but I 100% should have.
That's... Would that... And so would that have been taking advantage of him?
Yeah, it would have been. That's why I'm putting that out there. Think about what that must be like to not be able to see.
I mean, could you have role-played it and made it...
Fun
some
and
sort
played
of
nurse?
not even nurse, but there could have been like some consent. Like
That's a
this
fetish.
This is going to be like a rape fantasy, as opposed to just literally just raping him.
Sounds like a fetish. We should talk about fetishes.
Oh my God.
Uh-oh.
I really...
Next episode.
Dang it.
Tune in next
wish-
week.
I hope that maybe he needs a few touch-ups. Just kidding, I don't, because the paint was terrible. We'll talk about that. But I wish he needed a couple touch-ups, because then I would definitely rape fantasy this next time. I learned so many things through the last 4 days. Anywho.
Our
Noted.
journey.
What are we
Yeah.
at?
Our journey.
It does.
28.
It doesn't matter.
I don't give a fuck at this point.
No one cares.
Yeah, this one's rolling.
Keep going.
Yeah, and then we are rolling on this one. I don't give a fuck how long it goes.
This is about us.
So our journey begins with me literally working up to the last minute. And as you two know, evidenced by today and several other days, and like recording with me all the time, I'm usually late. And so today, of course, surgery day, I'm early. Like so early that I walk in and Saif's like, lunch. Saif's like, lunch. And I'm thinking like, we're going to go somewhere and we're going to like sit down and like try and have lunch. I'm like, I have no time to try to pound out a lunch right now. Like, I don't even know if I have time to like sit around and like wait for somebody to cook like a pizza or a sandwich. Like what if there's a line?
Why not? You're
like,
early.
But we're not that early. And you know what I'm saying? And I'm expecting like arrival times 2:30, you know, right after Jack Torso. And so this whole situation escalates to the point that we end up blowing 15 minutes yelling at each other over the planning or the lack thereof.
Way to go into surgery,
or the lack. Oh yeah, especially since we discussed having a very zen environment leading up to it. So I'm all stressed out. I'm crying my eyes out. There was some comment about open your eyes. I thought it was very ironic that
this super funny thing to throw at somebody while they're about to get eye surgery. Open your eyes.
Like, don't misconstrue the context.
Damn it.
Or you should just own that it was a solid one now. That was a good one.
Well, it had nothing to do with actually eyesight. It was more of
I know, but the pun is really
it was great. It was so great.
Good.
And I called it out in the moment. I'm like, are you trying to be fucking ironic?
Right.
just like my pedicure.
No different than me suggesting, like, how's it going to work out? I don't know. We'll see.
So anyway,
roll the dice, baby.
So we're rushing.
See.
So
somebody's going to see.
So meanwhile, we're also trying to figure out, should we just wait and just have lunch afterwards? Because it's, as we're all aware, this procedure is supposed to be very quick, right?
And on time.
And the procedure itself should have been on time and quick, which is what we had all been told, right?
And we all ended up waiting probably over an hour.
Yeah.
At least Jack Torso and I got Valium. So
yeah, and that was, I guess we didn't account for the Valium. So apparently, right, you have to come out, get the Valium, then that's got to sit in your system for like 30 minutes to an hour before they take you in, which good for you guys, because then it kicked in.
Yeah.
Just saying.
I love the view. Honestly, I was very happy up there.
Yeah.
I brought a book.
Not bad.
I brought a Sudoku puzzle.
I know.
They should
I
have
did
put
a little bit of a workout.
the television in the lobby. That was BS. Like, put some sports on.
However, we did learn that cats
have three eyelids.
And bees have 5 eyes, but I knew that already. But cats have 3.
My car was assaulted in the parking lot. Someone drew a giant. Someone drew a giant penis on my car.
They didn't just draw a giant penis. They drew multiple penises.
The one on the back window was so good, though.
That was me. That was 100%.
Like, I feel like that could have been like on a flat.
If
it was Jack Torso.
Dick Francisco Dick. No. Here's to the testament to how great that surgery was while they were still on Valium. So after the surgery, which was about 5.5 minutes per eye, because I filmed the whole thing, afterwards, because he was still on Valium and the pain hadn't kicked in, because we'll talk about that, he could start to see better than he'd ever seen before. And so when we, this is the best part. Okay, so I had not paid attention to how we got into this stupid building. I forgot that I was going to be taking care of the blind after. And so after his procedure, and I was like, suck it, we gotta go.
The sunglasses.
We get into the elevator, and I'm like, fuck, where'd we park? And I was like, well, I guess I'm just, and the elevator was an unfinished elevator too, and he was already concerned. I was like, bitch, you're blind, you don't know what's going on here, just shut up, close your eyes. And so I was like, I'm looking at the whole board, and I'm like, fuck, I think P for parking, right? So I hit P. We get to level P. The doors open, and you have never seen so many fucking bright lights in your life. The ceiling, the walls, everything is made of the brightest fucking lights. And we pop out, and I'm like, fuck, close your eyes.
And
Get back in the elevator.
No sunglasses.
And zero. He's just eyes wide fucking open. I'm like, shut your eyes. Get back. Why is that floor in the same building as a place that does fucking eye surgery? God damn it. Get in the fucking elevator.
Where were your sunglasses? Where were your prescriptions?
I kick him in the elevator, right? Shut your eyes. And then he goes, well, I think it was level L in the lobby that we got. I was like, fuck, the blind is now telling me what to do. So I hit L, and he's like, and then we walked through this lobby. And I was like, how the fuck are you telling me what to do?
Right place out.
Nonetheless, I blind leading the blind at this point. I follow him. And as we hit the parking garage, there is this car that's parked as close to the doors as possible, which was polite for whoever drove that blind person.
I insisted.
Thinking ahead. Totally. I didn't, because we had a trek to get to my car. And I go, I know this car. And I was like, you know what? That man was just an asshole. I don't know. I was upset with you for some reason. And I was like, you're a terrible human being was all I said before I got in the elevator. I can't remember why, Saif. But nonetheless, I referred to you as the most terrible human being. And so we looked
I think
at that.
they were going to wait in the lobby while I got
that's
lasered.
what it was. That's what it was. They weren't going to be there to cheer you on in the other room.
They weren't there for the pew pew.
Like I did for Jack Torso. Pew, pew, pew. So I see that fucking beautiful pearl white Prius. And I'm like, hey, Jack Torso.
Fuck that Prius.
What you got in you? Can you see enough to draw some dicks? Yeah, we can. So I drew some dicks, and Jack Torso decided that he was going to double down. He's like, I can even spell. I'm going to write the word penis on this motherfucking window. And I was like, damn straight. So we fucking took over that car. Dicks on every window.
It was awesome.
Big dicks, little dicks.
If I had known how much time I would have had, I would have just
Drawn
gone and
some
washed
dicks,
my
too.
car. Would have gone ahead. I mean, I could have hiked.
They
I
only
could've,
wash your car on Fridays in that parking garage, by the way. And this was a Thursday for the veterans. Let's not forget.
Fortunately, traffic was light because getting home at 5 o'clock traffic hour was.
Sorry, guys.
But you know what?
I am so
now
sorry
that
for
it's all said and done, again, I'm just always glad I come prepared with a Sudoku puzzle and
Yeah,
a book.
100%.
I'm reading about gambling. We're going to do dental, fetishes, dental,
And gambling.
and gambling.
Yeah, I'm so in.
Boom, write it down.
No, so I will say that, though, that, like, let's just be honest. That waiting room was not prepared for us.
The chairs
But
were
they
uncomfortable.
Grateful for us.
Oh, yeah.
He made them cookies.
They were 100% grateful.
Well, I made
for us.
the staff at the eye surgery place cookies.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, we'll get there. We're getting there.
Excuse
He's
me?
baking now. He's baking.
I showed up with Jack Torso. I didn't show up with cookies. Was that today?
Mm-hmm.
Fuck
Only
you.
I show up with cookies.
Fuck you. Everyone's got cookies but me.
I showed up with cookies.
You motherfucker.
And then
Motherfucker.
get this. I got a call back later in the day. A thank you
Nope.
for the cookies.
Nope. Oh, man.
ABC. ABC.
Shit.
Mhm.
Okay. 1 month follow up. I got this. I got this.
Oh,
Jack Torso's going to show up with something. It's
All right.
going to be ridiculous. It's going to be like, you guys want some of these edibles?
And that's when the real party starts.
So
Gummies, they're great.
Thank
So
God.
I think
cheap.
like
Thank God.
dentists are known to get high. Like everybody knows that. I wonder about eye doctors. I wonder how eye doctors like to party.
Thank God they weren't high during this procedure. So
sure.
I'm all hopped up on Valium, and so
You said the assistant did most of the work.
no, he did the countdown. He did the countdown,
He
which
did
I was
all the countdowns.
which I
Wasn't
was
that crazy?
I was grateful for it because
Yeah.
it gave me I was like, okay, I can bear through this.
Yeah.
Like I can.
Were you
do
in the
this.
soundproof room or were you in the actual room?
So no, I could hear it. And here's why. Because the room I was in just had glass. So I could see into that room, but they left the door open because they knew I needed lighting for my camera action. And so like it was on account of the camera. But at one point I did hear Jack Torso go, "Is that smell my tissue burning?" And I was like, of course Jack Torso would ask that question. This is prior to the surgery. Doctor's trying to put like really important information in the computer, and I hear him go, "Hey, so let me tell you about this incident that happened last weekend with your sister and her boyfriend, husband, whatever." And I'm like, quit fucking talking to him. He's trying to do really important stuff. Hey, when's my follow-up? And I'm like, oh my God, we're never going to show up to the right follow-up.
And he was
Jesus.
ripe. He was really ripe too.
Oh, yeah. That was, look, Jack Torso lives freely without restrictions. Let's just be honest. He was building a couch 5 minutes before that.
Came in all sweaty.
He was building a couch for the Dick Francisco studio where we will be recording soon.
Another great
Oh.
reason that the masks are almost necessary.
Well, it's great because since I have succumbed to the illness, I can't really smell anything. So I didn't smell Jack Torso. I didn't smell my tissue burning. I didn't smell any
I
of it.
love the smell of Jack Torso, first of all. And I feel like we also have to talk about that natural scent at some point. Because when you mask a natural scent, that is a way we communicate. Thank you very much. So that might be while you all are fucking up.
Call that
suckers.
Pheromones episode.
Something.
I have to at work tell a kid, hey, you're smelly. I gotta give him.
No, and there's an element to that, but there's also an element to like the natural scent of humans and how we're communicating. Suckers, Jack Torso ain't trying to fuck you with his 13 size foot.
I
He's
like
trying to fuck
I like
me.
the idea of the pheromone episodes. I wonder if that's like
Got it.
He ain't gotta try.
I wonder if that's in like the banned biological research area, because if you start to say that certain people from certain cultures smell a specific way,
Yeah.
you're racist.
I know. Either way, we're going to talk about it though, because I think it's really important.
That's
I think
why that
human
needs to be
scent.
talked
Add that
about.
to the list. We got 4 episodes in the
I wrote
kitty now.
pheromones
Boom.
and ABC on account of T's baking
All right,
abilities.
so T, you had your follow up today. How'd that go?
I'm gonna highlight the actual procedure.
Yeah. That's right.
If anybody, they can view it on the gram, but the actual procedure itself, they use this like little like grinder, I guess, like grinding tool. I mean,
did you see it coming at you?
Yeah, and
right? Ain't that
and,
crazy?
And they scrape off. They actually scrape off like the top layer of your tissue.
Yeah.
And then
epithelial.
I don't know exactly.
It's like that. That's like kind of like a word.
Yes, and then
Jack Torso got real into that.
And then they fucking sizzle whatever's underneath with this laser, and they just tell you to stare at the middle, and it just fucking. And it burns like
epithelial.
Oh, and so it was quite an experience. It's just like just the sensation of it, but it wasn't all that bad. Like what I'm about to go through in 2 days with Dick Francisco here is going to be far worse.
Oh, I can't wait for that episode too. Add that to the list.
Jesus.
Tattoo removal, you say?
Tattoo removal, saline.
Oh God, saline tattoo removal. That's going to be terrible.
We're both going to be crying.
It's going to be bad.
It's going to be fine.
Hopefully not, because this lady's supposed to
I'm
numb
not
me
getting
up.
it. I'm just going to cry with him.
She's hopefully going to numb me up, and I won't feel it.
I mean, yours is art, so
ideally I won't feel it. So ideally there will be no tears.
Add that to the list.
So we. He's running out of room.
Yeah.
So after the procedure, the first night, I think I don't think anybody slept. I don't think anybody here slept.
0 people slept the first night.
Even me, procedure. I was awoken at 2 a.m.
That's what I'm. All of us did not sleep. That was terrible. I am an empathetic human.
We're hot nurses is what we are.
Oh, we were 100% hot nurses, Saif. Are you kidding me? I was naked and he couldn't even see it. Like, that's the worst part. I showed up to this job the best I possibly could. And I was like, fuck, this motherfucker can't even see this.
Oh, yeah.
Doesn't matter. I showed up.
Because he was, I was.
Did you show up naked too? You did, didn't you? Yeah.
He doesn't know anyway.
He doesn't know. They can't see it.
Well, side note, he was creeping over the fucking router last night while I was sleeping. And so I woke up like 2 or 3 times, and this motherfucker is at the foot of my bed.
Here's what I will say. If we were to determine who played the best...
You don't know if that was me.
Here's what we'll say. If we were to determine who played the best nurse, and I understand Jack Torso is not here. He's doing yoga currently right now, because of course he is.
So am I.
He lives... You are indeed. He lives without restrictions. I arguably win the award for best nurse, though. And not just because I was naked, even if you were, and I look better naked. But
I mean, I wasn't taking care of T.
I know, that's what I'm saying. I win best nurse award on this one.
I was screaming.
Yeah, I heard those sounds too.
And then I think it was the next day when he came in, he was like, "Hey, you all right?" And I was like, How are you?
I know. So I get a text message that says, "So I went to check on T, and he asked how I was doing." And I was like, what a fucking compassionate human being. Jesus Christ. However, I will acknowledge Jack Torso deserves a shout out. It was not his fault that it may or may not have been someone's birthday on the same day as this surgery. Dick Francisco may have had a birthday on that day. Now I'm talking in third person. And so despite his literal blindness, this motherfucker was still trying to play like YouTube videos of birthday songs right after the surgery. Because he was like, happy birthday. And I was like, what the fuck is happening right now?
Hook it up to the Bluetooth.
Hook it up to the Bluetooth. Play these videos. And I was like, motherfucker, go lay down. You were blind as fucking on Valium. Get the fuck out.
I was seeing the sheep the next night.
You were seen out 24 hours later.
It was like 30 hours.
I mean, it was close. It was 26 hours. How about that? 28.
Sure.
Singing Colt 45.
Jesus Christ, what is wrong with you?
Well, I didn't sing
Hello,
any karaoke.
ladies.
I just was just there.
That's fair.
It's just there for the environment.
That's fair.
Some nice pizza from Pizza Del Roma.
So this morning was the follow-up appointment.
Yeah, so after visiting a Mormon temple on Saturday and then just kind of hanging out. It was, it was, write it down.
Mormon temple.
Write it down. Jesus Christ. So then Sunday just kind of hung around here. Had some egg drama.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, it was fun. And then
Wasn't about the eggs.
Never about the eggs.
I don't understand it.
Everyone, it's never about the eggs.
It's never about the eggs.
It's never about the eggs.
And then today's the follow-up.
Yeah.
So
you had your follow-up first.
I baked cookies yesterday. I baked peanut butter chocolate chip cookies.
Jesus Christ.
And
we just showed up on time.
And they were.
We could do.
And they were. Well, here's the thing.
And
I showed
still
up,
weren't in the books.
I showed up 10 minutes late, and I was still like perfectly on time. It was awesome, but they were lightly burnt on the bottom. Like, and I say that because like they were good. Like I thought they were good. Like they were gooey. Like I kind of wanted to take a few out of there and just keep them for myself.
I did ask the eye doctors today to break all HIPAA laws and tell me how your appointment went. And they were not willing to.
Oh, wow.
I know.
Good for them.
Because I was like, are you sure?
Good for them.
Please tell me.
They didn't even tell you about the cookies?
No, didn't even tell me.
Wow.
HIPAA.
But I think they were going to feel bad because obviously I was with Jack Torso and that's a whole sitch. And so we did not come with cookies. We just came with lots of questions and science.
And no documents.
And 0 documents. Still asking for documents at that point. Still asking.
The reason that I brought these cookies, though, was because I had my appointment.
Yeah.
Then they called me and they're like, we booked you at the wrong office. We're going to have to push you out like a week.
Sounds like a thing.
So then it comes to that week and they're like, all right, like if you have any issues next week, though, with that day, like let us know. So like I call them at the beginning of that week. And they're like, oh no, we're not going to be able to get you in until like November. I'm just like, I'm going to need to talk to Miss Jacqueline or somebody.
Jackie, shout out.
Yeah, shout out.
Thing.
So
Daisy too is what I heard. Daisy and Jackie.
So Jackie ends up talking to me and hooks it up. And she gets me in, I think on the same day, but even earlier, like first thing in the morning. She said, can you be here first thing in the morning? I'm like, boom. Nailed it. And I was like, that's awesome. Is there anything I can ever do for you? And she's like, oh, I always appreciate cookies. Like, jokingly. And I was like, I'm not really, I don't bake, but if I ever get around to it, I'll get you some cookies. And then boom. So hence me baking for Miss Jackie because she made this happen. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't be having surgery until closer to Christmas time or next year. Because you know how doctors get around the holidays. Like, they'd have no time for this.
And they don't have to.
So she made it happen so I could get it done with Jack Torso. And it was all her doing.
Just cookies? You didn't put any wheat in them?
I mean, I put peanut butter and brown sugar and lots of other shit.
Either way, it was super memorable.
Yes.
I will say I enjoyed the experience.
We've come a long way since looking through glass spheres.
And I can't wait to see when you guys get to see. Because let's be honest, it's been 4 days. The human body is amazing. So what happened was that epithelial tissue, as I was mentioning, saying it right?
Yep.
Obviously needs to start regenerating. And so in Jack Torso's follow-up this morning, super funny. So he was suggesting that his left eye was still fuzzy, but his right eye was like on fire. He can see through his right eye. And then they did the actual scan and they were like, well, actually, your left eye is doing great. Your right eye is still, and he's like, what? However, in your follow-up, they do that whole like, hey, let's see if you can read these letters, right? And so Jack Torso, because he's Jack Torso, is looking at these letters.
It's my favorite part.
Yeah, And Jack Torso is amazing. And so Jack Torso is like, he wants to have a conversation about things, right? Because he's Jack Torso. And so the gal is just like, read these letters. And he's like, well, can't see all those letters. And then she's like, well, tell me the ones you can. And he's like, well, a few. And I was like, oh my fucking God, just tell her the ones you can see. He's like, well, just not all of them. And I'm like, hey, Jack, you should probably just say the ones you can see, right? And what
Like, why doesn't he?
just say it? And what
Like, he's had eye appointments before.
I don't know though. I'm really not sure if he has. And so Jack
How do you get contacts?
That's true. 100% true. Friends and family discount. And so he starts like he says a few letters, right? And I, sitting in the room, can see what's on the screen that he's supposed to be looking at. And at one point he says the number 4. And the woman is like, well, no, they're all letters. And he's like, yeah, but that's a 4. And I was like, oh, okay. We didn't make cookies for that. We should have made cookies for that. So then we get to the next one because they're trying to just like do them smaller and smaller to just determine his eyesight for each letter. Or each eye, sorry. And at one point, she's like, can you see these? He's like, some of them. And what I noticed was that no matter what, even when his eyesight was good, Jack Torso can't see the letter Z. So we had a discussion about this after. And I was like, look, there seems to be a block, a mental block, not a physical one.
It's just not in his
for the
visible
letter
spectrum.
Z. And he was like, you know, the letter Z just is inconsequential to me. There's no words I need with the letter Z. The letter Z is the last. Don't need it. And so, like, there's just, the letter Z is just not needed. And so I was like, wow, that's Jack Torso, everyone.
The letter Z, I'm writing that down.
The letter Z is just, doesn't really need to be there.
Or any other, like, why?
Yeah. Why he also struggled with, it was a V and he said, why? And I was like, is that a question? Or are you saying what letter you think it is? I feel like you were just going, why? I don't think you were actually naming letters at that point. Yeah. So then he started asking some really pointed questions, though, to the doctor, at which point he got asked, are you a doctor? You never want your doctor to ask that. And she had to pull out the eye model, the 3D model of the eye to start answering his questions. She goes, this thing's a little dusty. And I was like, that is because no one ever asks these questions. So arguably we were there for
Was this the ginger woman?
No.
The student? Did you meet her?
Yeah. Which he had met multiple times. She also bakes, by the way. FYI, she bakes too.
Well, yeah, she probably liked my cookies.
Yeah.
Are you implying that doctors hate getting questions?
No.
Okay.
They said they liked them. I don't know if I believe that.
Yeah.
However, the model, the 3D model of the eyeball was so dusty. I was like, no one asks questions. Let's just be clear. How long did your appointment last, T?
It was pretty brief.
Yep. Nope. Not
I let her check out my eyes.
Yep.
Yeah, they were swooned by the cookies.
The cookies,
yeah. I got the call back and because Miss Jacqueline said that it was a Monday of Mondays. That's what she said. You know, it was feeling like a real Mondays.
We were arguably there for over an hour and a half.
So you probably contributed to why they were probably super backed up.
Yeah, they
and
were.
This is why she called me later in the afternoon. So they probably this is all making sense now.
That
So
was our fault.
So you're
yeah,
made,
100%.
that's why they appreciate. So it's good that I brought the cookies.
Yeah,
Thank
it
God.
was 100% good you brought the cookies.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
No,
were there for a solid hour
the
and a half.
box. The box was a nice touch.
the box was a nice touch.
Oh,
Yeah.
fun.
So they brought donuts and we recycled the donut
cute.
box
Yeah.
with.
Nope, we just came with knowledge and facts and
I mean,
questions
I lined it
and
with
zero printouts.
I lined it with foil, and I made sure it was
that's
cleaned
fair.
out.
Uh-huh.
And to be fair, these were
Foil's a precious metal now.
gourmet donuts.
Either way,
invest
you're
in
a
foil.
seeing human being now, right?
Pretty good. It's going to take about a month for it
Yeah,
to be
that's what I hear.
completely.
Okay.
So in the meantime, it'll be like a little fuzzy. But
I sent Jack Torso off to yoga on his own tonight. I feel like that was a fine decision.
I'm good. Yeah, I'm ready to roll.
Took him hiking.
Yeah, we took him hiking yesterday. He was fine. I mean, I don't know if he was fine. I don't care. I mean, he's Jack Torso. You survive.
Right.
All right, so we'll do
And
another.
we'll all survive.
Yeah, we'll all survive. We're gonna. I will survive. Is that a song? We're gonna check in about a month, right? To see how your eyesight is. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, whatever episode,
Cool.
we have a whole fucking list now.
Anyone is interested in P90X for their eyes, I don't remember what it's actually called, so I'm calling it P90X.
It's PRK.
PRK. That's fair. Google PRK, not P90X.
EBK every day, all day to the
hit
day
us
I
up
die.
on social, right? And we can give you a referral to some super awesome doctors because everyone survived.
Yeah, Dr. Matt and Ben Heller.
Holla.
Yeah, in Phoenix, Arizona.
Boom,
the
boom.
Eye Doctors of Arizona.
And they have so many locations that you could go to because I've been to them all.
yeah. You could take a tour of the valley.
Thanks, Jack Torso.
Mm-hmm. So if you actually want to see the procedure done, I think those videos are still available, or we can reshare them.
I have a video.
Yeah, we can.
30 seconds of your
procedures.
Did you go in there finally?
Oh yeah, he was there.
Motherfucker.
Yeah, he went in. Yeah, he went
I
in.
hated you. I said you were a worse human being than I was, and I drew dicks on your car for you.
I was busy soothing a wonderful afternoon. So tea wasn't my first priority. I'm sorry.
And and all I had said was, I need to be the first priority today. And he's like, and he's like, yeah,
that's all we needed.
And he's like, nope, not today. And on the day of, he's like, not today. And I'm like, motherfucker.
It's about the veterans today.
I feel like every day T wants you to be your first.
Yeah, but that was the day you said yes to.
Yep.
I did say yes.
No, you should have.
Oh, gotcha.
I think he did.
I don't think I asked for any of this.
It's not about you. Did I not add that to the list? Give and you get, bro. Give and you get.
Yeah.
I give so much.
Yeah, but you do it hoping you get.
I produced cookies while I was blind.
I know.
Oh, and I didn't even take a picture of them or anything.
Think about those ladies willing to eat cookies from a blind man.
They didn't.
Well,
they were real happy by the time we got there today, by the way.
So
Whitney Houston was blaring.
Do you eat food strangers cook for you?
Oh, no, they actually talked about eating like sweets and loving sugar.
I didn't even my neighbor's pasta that he sent over. I just gave it to you.
No, here's why they eat it. You get diabetes from eating sugar, and then you need eye surgery.
Same time, I do go to restaurants all the time. So what the hell's the difference?
Yeah.
Hey, I feel like we're ready to wrap this up because my wine bottle's empty, and I can see it because I'm a seeing person.
She needs a refill on the wine bottles.
See that I need a refill.
So if you care to interact with Saif or myself, you may do so on Twitter at CTS Terry or at CTS Safe. You may find us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram.
Meta.
All of those
it's
things.
meta now, T.
Nah, suck titties.
It's meta.
He can suck my titties. All of those platforms or anywhere that you listen to podcasts by searching for the Catch the Sky podcast.
You could probably use a search engine on the internet. If you don't know how to use the internet at this point, you can't find us, then
it's a miracle that you're listening to this.
Probably need this eye surgery.
It is a miracle.
Yeah. But if you want to interact with Dick Francisco, you can do that on Instagram at the Dick Francisco or on Twitter at I'm Dick Francisco.
Totally. And I'm your direct connect to Jack Torso, even though I feel like he has a Twitter, but I'm not sure how to find it. That's because he's Jack Torso.
Action movie idea.
Size
Jack
13
Torso,
foot.
Dick Francisco are the two heroes.
We've got this.
Yeah.
I'm going to write that down.
Size
Arnold
13 feet.
Schwarzenegger, Dolph Lundgren, Stallone.
Jack and Dick.
It's going to be like the
Size
Expendables
13
8.
feet.
Thank you for joining us. It's a beauty to see the world with my own eyes, and I appreciate you guys being a part of the experience.
We should have asked how you feel about Saif and I now that you can see us.
Yeah.
Let's wait. Let's just don't wrap this up, T.
No. It's good. We're good where we're at.
We're beautiful humans.
Yes, you're beautiful.
Okay. Thanks.
You're all glowing right now. You
We
got
are
this
glowing.
beautiful little haze around you.
We're having
That's the bottle of wine.
new rule tonight. No bad energy.
Zero bad energy,
For the dogs.
everybody.
It's for the dog.
It's for the dogs.
For the dogs. So
Who let the dog?
every day is for the dogs.
For the dogs. It's for the dogs.
So until
I can't compete with that tonight.
no. So
drinking
on
wine.
that note, thank you for
in the
joining
backyard.
us.
Bye, everybody.
Till next week, keep trying to catch this guy.
Urinating in the backyard.
Hello.